Hi, this is Sehul here at Decision. Welcome to the first in a series of training to help you get the most value out of your Decision account. You're most likely very familiar with decision trees and flowcharts, and so we expect that even without any training, you will intuitively start using most features in Decision. Our goal behind these trainings is to make you familiar with the most important features and best practices in a short time so you can leverage these advanced features right from the beginning. Let's do a quick recap first. Decision is a platform for streamlining decision making using interactive decision trees and flowcharts. It allows your audience to get your recommendations automatically in less than 30 seconds on any browser 24/7 and globally. These interactive decision trees and flowcharts can represent your organization's operational processes like troubleshooting, customer support, agent scripts, or HR policies, just to name a few use cases. At a high level, you can think of Decision as a system made up of the following modules: account management, decision trees and flowcharts, hierarchical category tree, three-layered flowchart viewer, basic logical boxes, flowchart editor, publishing and sharing of flowcharts, visitor activity details, my homepage, organization homepage, learning milestones, help docs and support, and finally the Decision blog. The modules on flowchart editor as well as publishing and sharing will be explained in detail in our training number 2, focused mostly on flowchart creators and editors. The module on account management and visitor activity details will be explained in detail in our training number 3, focused mostly on account administrators. We will cover all the other modules in this training number 1 since it's meant for everyone. We will go over the main features of the Decision platform and how to effectively use Decision's interactive decision trees and flowcharts. It builds upon the topics covered in our Decision overview video. So if you haven't already watched it, please watch it now at decision.com/training. It's only a few minutes long. With that out of our way, let's take a deeper dive into these modules. So before we get into the details, let's see what a typical interactive flowchart looks like. Here's an example of what a sales discount policy might look like in the form of a static diagram. Now let's experience the same sales process as an interactive flowchart inside Decision. I'm going to walk through this process just like a salesperson would follow this process. Don't worry, we will come back and explain everything in detail. Did you notice that I went through the whole sales discount policy in less than 30 seconds? All I had to do for the most part was to click on answer buttons. I did not have to remember anything, and all the steps were automatically documented at the end and sent in an email as a detailed transcript. If I had tried this in any other way, it would have taken me at least 10 minutes to complete the same amount of work. Just like that, Decision helped me get so much more work done in a short time. Better yet, all these benefits are available even on a mobile phone browser. Now that we know how things work, let's step back and understand in detail the different modules of Decision platform. After you log into your Decision account, you will see your personal homepage with quick links to useful resources. The controls in the header are always available when you are logged in. You can access your account settings right here. We will discuss these controls in more details later in this training. On your homepage, you can find your recently viewed flowcharts as well as your favorite flowcharts. Most of your interaction in Decision will involve viewing or creating decision trees and flowcharts. Decision trees are very similar to flowcharts, except flowcharts can be more prescriptive and can include features like loopback logic. For our purposes, going forward, we are going to refer to both of them as just flowcharts. Most well-run organizations have streamlined operational processes. Typically, the stakeholders inside the organization brainstorm to design a process diagram by arranging a few different types of boxes in a logical structure. Unfortunately, these process diagrams often end up as complicated looking, not very friendly diagrams, which also gets outdated over time. People just don't like dealing with these complicated diagrams. Decizone allows you to present that unfriendly process diagram as a dynamic, interactive, and simple experience for your audience. It is so effortless that people will actually want to follow the process. Decizone manages a flowchart in a similar way your computer manages documents. Let's talk about the category tree next. All flowcharts in Decizone are organized in a hierarchical tree structure that we call category tree. The menu button on the left opens the category tree where all the flowcharts are classified under organizations, categories, subcategories, and goals. Under the goal, you have one or more flowcharts addressing that specific goal. So the category tree helps you organize your flowcharts any way you like. All Decizone users get access to public organization. Many Decizone users create insightful flowcharts and make them public so that you can find them in the public organization. When a business opens a paid account with Decizone, they get a private organization in the category tree, which is accessible only by the members of that organization. All the flowcharts owned by this organization can be categorized by departments, teams, or in a way that works for their business. Let's understand what a goal is in Decizone platform. Under each subcategory, you can have any number of goals. A goal in Decizone is the question or topic for which you are trying to reach a decision. It could be a topic like company's paid time off policy, or it could be a simple question like how much discount to give a new customer. You can think of a goal just like a folder in which you may have one or more flowcharts addressing only that particular goal. This also means that any author in the organization can create a flowchart under any goal using the create button available right under each goal. So it's possible that for a single goal, you have multiple flowcharts created by different members of your organization sharing their unique approaches to address that same goal. When you open a flowchart, Decizone user interface displays that flowchart by default in its unique three-layer interface. If you want, you can also choose alternative layouts like the card layout for displaying this flowchart. This would be a good time to segue into the standardized three-layer flowchart display interface design. Decizone user interface presents your flowcharts using three standard layers: the current layer, previous layer, the next layer. The box in the current layer is emphasized and is called current box. You will always respond to the current box using the answer buttons, as if the current box is having a conversation with you. To move ahead, you can acknowledge a statement box using the OK button, and you can answer a decision box using the yes or no answer buttons. When you click on the answer button, the current box moves to the previous layer, and the selected box from the next layer becomes the new current box, and the cycle repeats. To move up or backwards, just click on the back arrow, and to move down or forward, you can click on the answer buttons. You can also click on the boxes themselves in the previous layer or in the next layer to move in the forward and backward directions. You can think of these three layers together as a sliding window moving along the branches of your flowchart. Now let's review the different types of boxes used in creating Decizone flowcharts. A statement box is where the author is just informing the viewer, and the viewer is acknowledging that by clicking on the OK answer button. A decision box is where the author is asking a very simple question whose answer must be a clear yes or a clear no. A decision box is normally used to divide a single flowchart branch into two branches based on the viewer's response to the question asked. A user input box can be used anywhere in the flowchart to ask the viewer to enter some information. A conclusion box is simply a statement box the author should include towards the end of the flowchart branch to clearly state the recommendation or conclusion for the viewer based on all the selections the viewer has already made in that flowchart. An email log box is always used at the end of the flowchart branch to get a full transcript of viewers' activity in that flowchart. By arranging these simple boxes logically, you can represent most operational processes in Decision as simple interactive flowcharts that users prefer to interact with. There is another special box called Multiple Choice Box, or MCB in short. As the name suggests, this box is designed to give multiple choices for your user to select from a drop-down list. A MCB is used to divide a single flowchart branch into multiple flowchart branches. By making a choice, the viewer selects which branch she wants to proceed further on. Next, we will use the Create Flowchart wizard to create a new flowchart. This wizard makes it easy to select the category, subcategory, and goal for which you want to create the flowchart. When you create a new flowchart, Decision Platform does three things. First, a new flowchart is automatically created and given a name using your display name. Second, the first box of your flowchart is automatically created as a version 0 of this flowchart. Third, the new flowchart is displayed for you in the edit mode, where you are able to complete creating the rest of your flowchart. When your account has the privileges to edit the displayed flowchart, you can switch between the edit mode and the view mode using the edit toggle button. When you are in the edit mode, you are always editing the current box, which is the box in the center. You can access the editing tools by clicking on the yellow gear icon on the box corner that you want to edit. The editing tools are contextual in nature. This means that only the tools that are relevant for the current box are available in the tools window. Most editing tools are represented with a small diagram icon. The red color cross generally means you are deleting some element, while the green color plus sign generally means that you are adding some new element to the flowchart. Also, statements are shown as blue rectangles and decision boxes are shown as purple diamond shapes. Decision gives you several ways to add more context to each box. The editor has features that allow you to add either an image or a video to your current box, or attach an external reference URL link for your current box, or even attach a file to your current box. These features allow you to share only the right amount of information based on the viewer's choices so far in your flowchart. When a box has any of these features, a special icon is displayed on the left side of that box. An image is displayed for 3 seconds, and you can click on the image icon to view the image again. The reference link opens the reference URL in a new browser tab. The file attachment can be downloaded or opened in a new browser tab as well. Some of these features may be presented differently depending on the flowchart layout you have selected. Using these simple boxes along with some advanced editing features like bookmark links and clone boxes, you can easily create your process flowcharts. All these editing tools and features are equally available on any mobile browser, making it convenient for you to access it from anywhere. You can share these process flowcharts with your whole organization as well as people outside your organization using published flowchart links. The administrator of your Decision account assigns a role to you in their Decision organization. This role comes with a set of privileges like being able to edit flowcharts. When your account has the privilege to edit the displayed flowchart, you are able to review the entire flowchart diagram using the whole flowchart view feature. Users with view-only privileges cannot access the whole flowchart view of the flowchart being displayed. We recommend that every time you create or modify your flowchart, you take a backup of that flowchart. In fact, the whole flowchart view also allows you to easily take a backup of your flowchart by printing to a PDF file. In some browsers, you can adjust the value of the page layout property scale to fit the whole flowchart inside a single landscape or portrait layout page. You can easily read everything clearly in that diagram by zooming into the PDF file, even on this single page. Now let's look at the drop-down menu under your display name. The My Account section allows you to set your preferences as well as track your learning. The learning milestones are an easy way to remind you of the basic, intermediate, and advanced skills that you need to learn. Just click on any of the skills and it will tell you where to find it and how it works. This bar graph shows you your overall learning progress. The Organization Properties section allows you to customize the logo and the colors of your organization's flowchart. You can reset your password here if you want. You can change the page you will see right after you log into your Decision account right here. You can set up your preferences so that when you log into your Decision account, you land on the organization homepage. Your organization homepage is an easy way to give a quick access to the most important flowcharts from your organization. This is really helpful when you have many flowcharts, but only a few flowcharts are frequently accessed or otherwise more important. When you click on any of these buttons, right away you can start walking through that flowchart. The Content Settings section allows you to manage your organization's flowchart content. Here you can review the properties of all the flowcharts of your organization. If you want, you can add a flowchart to the org homepage by clicking on this box. The Activity Details section allows you to see viewers' transaction activity inside your flowchart. You can also filter viewer transactions based on a specific criteria. You can click on each transaction and see the details of a viewer's interaction with your flowchart. The Help section is a great resource for quick reference when you are just starting to get familiar with the Decision platform. The quick reference diagrams as well as feature guides are very helpful resources. Over time, based on our work with our customers, we have gathered many best practices. The Decision blog is how we share these best practices with you. We keep the articles updated with new insights and add new articles on an ongoing basis. Please subscribe to the Decision newsletter to receive these articles, promo codes for special offers, as well as updates on new features. Also, Decision platform is constantly evolving, so from time to time, you may discover new features. Please use the feature guide as a quick reference anytime, and if you still have questions, feel free to get in touch with the Decision support team. We went through a lot of information in a short time. As long as you can represent your thought process as a flowchart, the possibilities are limitless. Decision platform is designed to save you significant time, money, and headache as soon as it's implemented in your organization. If you would like in-person training for your team, or if you need help implementing Decision in your organization, please let us know. We will also help you in creating your flowcharts if you wish. In this video, we got an overview of the different features of the Decision platform and understood the basics of interactive decision trees. Please check out our other training videos on advanced topics like creating, editing, sharing, and publishing flowcharts. Thank you.